Fam, thank you for choosing to watch this episode of Mind the Mic podcast. Before we get into it, though, I need you to hit subscribe. And not just me, the whole Mind the Mic podcast family needs you to. Maddie, Uncle Pete, Stu, Leka, and of course myself, Shubz, and anybody else that's on board by the time you watch this video, we need you to hit subscribe. If it's your first time here, I understand if you're a bit reserved and you're like, I don't know, watch the video and after subscribe if you want to. But if you're here and you're watching all the time, subscribe. It's not that hard. All you got to do is, if you're watching on your TV, you're like, I can't subscribe, I don't have an account. You have a phone, don't you? I know you have a phone in your hand right now. Grab the phone, create a YouTube account. It takes a couple minutes, and then you can subscribe. And when you do that too, hit the notification bell so you can get notified every time we put up a new episode. I asked this of you because we put in so much time. We've done hundreds of episodes. We plan on doing thousands more with as many amazing people as we can. But we need you to subscribe, fam. Big love to everybody that's been watching. Big love to everybody that's been supporting and anybody that's just arrived. I hope you enjoy the journey, enjoy the episode, and subscribe. Welcome back to another Mind the Mic podcast. I'm your host, Shubz, here with a special guest in the building. Well, not in the building, in the virtual building. Tarra Bishop, a career coach, and she's going to expand on all the rest of that. Good to be here, Tarra. How are you?
Thank you for having me.
Good to have you. For anybody that has never seen your lovely face before, can you give us a bit more background on yourself?
Sure. So kia ora, everyone. Hello, everyone. My name's Tarra. I was born in a very small town in New Zealand called Tokoroa. For those who don't know New Zealand, it's a very, very small town, I would say in the middle of the North Island. So come from a really big whānau, 7 children. I'm number 6, and I'm going to say that I was a favourite. Anywho, no, I come from a really big whānau, which is beautiful. Lots of tamariki within our whānau, which is great. And then I actually moved to Australia when I was 10. In regards to profession, I always wanted to be a flight attendant many moons ago. And I was taking the relevant steps to get there. And then I actually discovered the mining industry. And from there, I actually started off in I'm going to say career. My first job in the mining industry was actually a utility worker. So for those who don't know what that may be, it's basically, back then it was a cleaner, so housekeeping, working in the kitchen, which wasn't always glamorous. And working back then, it was 4 weeks on, 1 week off. And then I transitioned into recruitment. You go through life, you travel, you fall in love, you do all the things. And now I'm at a space where I'm actually a career coach, which is a really exciting journey to be on. So, yeah.
Hey, solid. Well, just before you get into the career coaching and all of that, what was life like in Tokoroa as a 10-year-old or going back? Do you remember much about Tokoroa and growing up there? Do you have a lot of memories?
I do have a lot of memories. Even though I left fairly young, my parents and a lot of my whānau still live there. Well, I left when I was 10, but I would actually regularly visit New Zealand to go and see my parents and go and see my older brothers and sisters. And yes, a lot of us, those who, I'm not going to just say Māori people or Islanders or even people from New Zealand, I'm sure a lot of people who have experienced lots of challenges in their childhood and their upbringing, sometimes it triggers them when they go home to their hometown. However, through personal development, I've learned that my beautiful parents were only able to teach us what they could teach us at the time. So massive love and respect to them. They're in heaven right now.
Oh, true. Oh, how long they been gone for, your parents?
Dad, 13 years and Mum, 5 years. However, they may not be here with us physically, but I feel their presence so much.
Yeah, I'm with that. I'm a big believer in your tupuna, your tipuna, however you want to say it. Roll with you, like, they're sort of rolling along running along the path that they carved and creating your own and adding to that. So, yeah, shout out to them. What was their names? Can we know their names, or we don't have to if you don't want to?
Yeah, absolutely. Matapu was my dad, and Te Wahine was mum's first name.
Hey, well, big love to both of them, man. Yeah, rest
Oh,
in
kia
aroha, but of course, always with the Bishop whānau.
ora.
So when you were growing up there, what did you get up to as a child? Sports?
Literally playing on the netball was one of my activities back then.
Hmm.
And I was even speaking to my cousin who lives in Bali, and I was like, "Do you remember those days, cousin, when we played knuckle bones? And if you didn't have
No.
knuckle bones, you just go find stones on the ground, which are in the dirt, and yeah, making little flower necklaces on the grass." And it was beautiful to know that that's how we were raised. We didn't have a lot as kids. Um, However, very grateful for the childhood that we did have. Yeah.
Yeah, 100%, definitely. How did you go at netball? Were you alright?
I wasn't very good at running, but yeah, car fire. Yep. It seems so long ago now. So that was, oh my gosh, 29 years ago.
Oh, you haven't played since like netball?
No,
Or anything? Oh,
no.
solid.
Yoga is my lover when it comes to physical movement.
Yeah. Or
Right.
how did you get into yoga?
Cool. I was working on my first oil and gas onshore project. Well, I'm going to say onshore. Well, my first oil and gas project, which is called Barra Island. You may know Barra
Hmm.
Island.
Yep.
So
Been before.
you've been. And so for about 3 years, I was recruiting for an engineering firm in Perth, in WA, and then I actually mobilized up to site, and I was supporting the human resources team. So when I was working on Barra Island, I was going through a lot mentally, and I knew that it's like I was in search for something. And I did go and see a doctor, and God bless him. He was like, "Here's a prescription. You've got anxiety. Here you go take these tablets." And I've always been against tablets. So I was on the hunt for
Mm.
something to help me with the level of anxiety and stress that I was experiencing. And then that's when I really found yoga. And my first yoga class was on, I don't know if you stayed on the Bibby. Did you stay on the Bibby when
Yeah.
you're working on Barra Island? So that's where I basically practiced my first yoga class. And that was
Oh, really?
2011. And since
Okay.
then, it's been a part of my life. It's literally my medicine. And now I
Oh,
share
okay.
it with
So that was your tablet,
people.
eh? That's your tablet instead. Oh,
Yeah,
true.
initially it was a focus around the physical aspect. I'm like, okay, how can I stand on my head? How can I do the splits? Oh my God, I can't even touch my toes. Whereas now it's more about it's more about the spiritual aspect, and physical is just a bonus.
Okay. Oh, so because yeah, like when you hear yoga, so yoga is more of a spiritual journey. Is that in general, or is that just more like is there a spiritual side of yoga that a lot of people don't get into, and they just get into only the physical? Or if you do yoga,
Um,
do you have to do the way to a part? You think?
I personally believe it's where a person is, where a person's at on their journey. So for me personally, it was, yes, I was looking for a source of medicine, but it was all about image. It was all about the physical at the beginning. And then after I completed my second yoga teacher's training, then in India, then that's when I actually delved deeper into the spirituality. Not a lot of people go down that path, but yoga is really about bringing all the different elements of yourself and actually connecting. Yeah.
Yes. So what kind of diving into yoga like did you do? How did you do? Like are there books that people could find to, or just like was it online? What was the go to like delve deeper
Um,
into it?
so initially I was literally addicted to hot yoga, so Bikram yoga.
Oh yeah.
So back then it was like a 90-hour class, and that's all I would ever practice. And
Hmm.
then I completed my first yoga teacher's training in Perth. And then 2 years after, I decided to leave a really good job with an engineering firm and go to India and study yoga there for 2 months. So when I was in India for 2 months, it's literally like you're in this yoga bubble, and it's meditation for an hour and a half in the morning. At that stage, I couldn't sit there. I would get in trouble because I'd fall asleep during
What do you
meditation.
mean? Oh yeah, yeah. So is it like the hum meditation? That was
And
oh
they really
true.
teach you to go
Fuck, I couldn't
inwards.
do
But
that,
when
cuz.
you're, yeah,
I don't think I could do that.
it was
Yeah.
It was challenging at the beginning, but yeah, that's where you really, and because you're away from everything, yeah, it was all about yoga teachers training. Yes, they teach you how to teach, but it was more a journey of learning about yourself. Then once you learn about yourself, you obtain all the new knowledge, then you share it with those around you. But yeah.
Oh, true. Well, what was India like? Where did you go to over there?
So I went to a place called Rishikesh, which is known as the yoga center of the world. So a lot of, yeah, which was an amazing experience, a real eye opener. In this particular town, the level of spirituality was just massive. Also, at the same time, I know that my ancestors, my Tipanot, were there to guide and protect me on my journey as well. So lots of yoga, lots of meditation. Yeah, it was a great experience.
Yeah, sounds like the bomb. Yeah. Well, what about like what did you experience there in terms of did you like was there much of a culture shock for yourself or were you pretty prepared for what life would be like over there? Because 2 months isn't just a little trip, you know?
Right. It wasn't. Um, it wasn't a culture shock. There was certain parts of Rishikesh which has quite a lot of. There is a lot of poverty there at the same time. But we stayed in a really beautiful yoga school, and there was about 8 of us. So we would eat and sleep and train in this massive home, and then every now and then we'll go down to the local town and would have a day off. But it just there was one aspect actually in answer to your question was just in regards to the attire. So if we think of how I'm not going to say all, but how a lot of people attend yoga classes in Australia, in Perth, you know, it's short shorts or long pants and then a crop top. In India, we obviously have to be respectful of their cultural way of being, like in regards to being more conservative when you go out in public. Yeah, so I think that was the only thing. Yeah. But other than that, I traveled to Africa a few years before. So going to Africa really opened my eyes in regards to another way of being. And so India wasn't such of a shock, I think, in some ways.
Yeah, where else in Africa did you go?
I went to Uganda and Rwanda.
What did you go there for?
I went with my partner at the time to meet his whānau.
Oh, Salus.
Yeah. Yeah, so it was a great experience actually. We were there for like 6 weeks.
Did you see the gorillas or no?
We did in Rwanda. Yeah. And that was I just thought at the time it was so expensive. I think it was like 500 if I think back. It's about 500 USD. And I thought I may never come back to Rwanda, and I'm the type that like
never
just do it. So yeah, it was fantastic. My partner at the time decided not to partake in the tour, but Kapai, I had a wonderful experience, and then Uganda itself was fantastic.
How does that work? Like you go for a walk into the bush to see them, or?
No, it was a guided tour. It was a guided tour. So yeah, and it went for about 7 hours. So
yeah, but like was it through bush or whatever, or like through the forest or?
Yes, yeah, it was indeed. So we had to walk up and down these, I'm going to say massive hills at the time where I wasn't very fit back then. So it was challenging when it came to the cardio aspect. But we all had a porter who assisted us with our bag as we were going up and down, and lots of people, like a lot of us needed a rest, and because it's quite elevated. But once you get to the gorillas, it was just, it was magical.
Yeah, it was worth it, eh? Worth the 500.
It was indeed. It was indeed.
Yeah, because I heard there's like not many of them like left, eh? Is there right? Like not many of the brothers left.
I think they're becoming very extinct. Yeah, that was 2011, so not quite sure. But yeah.
Yeah. All right. That's cool. Cool experience. What was Rwanda like? Because obviously a lot of people might know Rwanda from, all the genocide stuff and all of that. Yeah, Hotel Rwanda in the movie. But yeah, I heard it's like it's like quite clean compared to, like, well, I don't know if it was then. I heard it as recently.
A lot of parts of when I went to Rwanda, it was really to meet my partner at the time, his whānau. So it was really about meeting the family, but that was the whole purpose of going there. And then it was just a bonus I could attend and participate in the gorilla hike. Yeah, but it was extremely green. It reminded me of New Zealand in many ways, like very luscious, very green, and it was really beautiful.
Did they have that law there when you were there where everyone has to clean up one Sunday of the month or something like that, or every I don't know of the week or something like that? Did that exist, or you're not sure?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure. We were only there
Okay.
for like literally maybe 2 days max. We weren't there for very long.
Oh, true. Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, so was he
We spent
from
most of the
Rwanda or
time.
was he from Uganda?
He was half Congolese, half Ugandan.
Oh, solid.
But
True.
I refused to go to Congo. Yeah.
Why?
From a safety perspective.
Oh,
I
yeah,
thought,
fair
should
enough.
anything happen to this Māori girl from Tokoroa, how's my whānau going to find me? So it was best to
Yeah.
stay in Uganda. But
Yeah, no,
Uganda
fair
was
enough.
an amazing experience, like just the people and the hospitality. Like you can just feel the aroha. Like even though I didn't speak Swahili, you can just feel the energy and the vibe. They were just, even though they may not have a lot of material things as such, they were just giving like all the time. And I thought, God, I just need to stop eating, like, cause like
What were they
like like
feeding you?
our people. What were they feeding me?
Yeah,
What
yeah.
were
What were
they
they
feed?
feeding
They
you?
eat lots of meat and lots of bananas actually in Uganda. I was like, I'm not
No.
going to eat banana again, which is, I guess, like how a lot of Māoris tend to eat lots of potato and lots of bread. But yeah, like you can see a chicken 1 minute and then you just go and have tea next door at auntie's house and then that chicken is now on the table and it's all fresh. It's not like let's go to Coles or Woolworths and count down
True.
and buy some kai. It's all fresh. But yeah, lots of aroha and lots of good energy when I was there. Yeah.
Yeah, sounds like a fun time. 100. So, but yeah, I get what you're saying. Going from there and then visiting India, like you've already. Yeah, I get it. I get it now. Why
Yeah.
you're saying it wasn't as much of a culture shock because you'd been there. But so Rwanda was more like a pass. You're just passing through to go to Uganda and.
Yeah, so we arrived in Uganda and then we spent a lot of our time there. Then we went to Rwanda and then we came back to Uganda.
Oh, okay, solid.
Yeah.
How long did you spend all up in Uganda?
Basically, between 6 to 8 weeks.
Oh, far out. Yeah, that's a
Yeah.
bit of a time.
Yeah. So my partner's whānau lived in refugee camps in Uganda. So massive respect to them for the life that
Oh,
they've
like
had.
when you went there, they were in a refugee camp.
Yeah. So
Oh,
that was like massive appreciation for my childhood and what I had experienced to date in life. I
yeah.
used to, and God bless my ex-partner, I'm like, why didn't you buy me a new handbag? And then seeing where he was brought up, I'm like, okay, it's not a priority. But it just shows that when you choose to be with someone from a whole different walk of life and a different culture, that's a massive eye-opener. Massive. Yeah.
Eye opener for sure. Perspective though, eh? Perspective is like, some see, some look outside and see a dirty window, some look outside, see a beautiful sunshine, some look outside and say, oh, the sun's burning me. So perspective, so yeah, that's
All
crazy.
part of the journey, I think.
Yeah, hard. At least you've seen that and was like, oh, I'll get it. I
Yeah.
get it, brother.
Yeah.
I'll get it. And
Absolutely.
cool. Yeah, no, hard. Like you said,
Yeah.
massive respect and whatever. I don't know if the bro's alive or whatever, but yeah. Cool. Part of the journey, eh?
It is indeed.
And like, so what you're doing now? How did you end up in this? Just from the mahi? Just from how did you end up being a career coach or what you're doing now?
Yeah, sure. So when I first started back in, when was it, 2007, as a fly in fly out cleaner in the mines, prior to starting in the mining industry, I was a flight attendant just for a small airline in WA.
Oh yeah. Solid.
And then I had, and the goal was to get to Emirates. Anywho,
Oh, yeah.
so flying to
Is that everyone's goal or? Because I know my cousins.
I don't know, but it was my goal.
Yeah, I've got a couple
was-
of cousins that's doing it. They want to be Emirates ones too. But yeah.
Good on them. They should just stay focused and keep going.
Yeah.
And so flying to a number of different mine sites at that stage, there weren't a lot of women on the planes when I was there. So I'd be like, oh, what do you do? And what do you do? And some were site administrators, some were operating dump trucks, some were cleaners. And at that stage, the putia, the money wasn't that great as a flight attendant. Anywho, I was like, I want to make more money. So then I ended up applying for this fly in, fly out cleaning role. So that was quite a good jump in salary at the time. And then I worked for a company called Compass Group, ESS, and I will be forever grateful for this company. Because then after 6 months working away, then they actually took me into the head office and trained me as a recruitment admin. And at that time, there weren't a lot of site administrators, so a lot of the travel and accommodation bookings were done from Perth. So yes, I started there and then became a recruiter with Compass Group. And then from there, then I started working for engineering companies. There's lots of different companies I've worked for. And then when they've needed a site admin or an HR support, then I'll go back out and I'll do FIFO and then come back to Perth and immerse myself into recruitment. So last year was a massive journey personally and also professionally. So I decided, after investing in a personal coach myself, a life and also business coach, I decided to take my 15 years of experience as a recruiter in the mining and oil and gas industry and actually start my own recruitment agency, which was a massive leap of faith, especially when it comes to, you know, that sense of stability, that consistent income. And since then, I'm like, how can I actually utilize my own knowledge and life experience and also my journey in my career and share that with people from all walks of life? And that's where I've really immersed myself in Tarra Bishop coaching and mentoring, is helping both men and women, because I know that there's a lot of people, and even as a recruiter, I just want this job because I need a paycheck. And trust me, I'm a person who used to just work for the sake of having my bills paid. However, I also know life is so freaking short that a lot of us just stay in one place and without blink, like in a box, but there's so much more out there. So yeah, and I just, you know, and sometimes it's just seeing things from a different lens. And I used to recruit cleaners and now I recruit engineering managers. So, and personally, I didn't finish high school. I didn't go to university, but I know that I've got the drive from my mum and dad in me to freaking succeed. And I know that where I am, many other people can get there too. So
I think on that last point that you just made, like entrepreneurship is usually bred from people that don't finish high school or something, especially a lot of the biggest, most successful self-made, you know, whether they're billionaires or millionaires, don't finish high school. You know what I mean?
And
But I
even
think
to
like
one's like career, like, you know, people stay in positions no matter what the role is, because it's like society expectation. There's expectation from your whānau, from your family.
that's a
Or
big
what
one,
is this person going to think? I'm just like,
Yeah.
it's your life. Like, create the life that you want to live.
Yeah.
No one's going to come save you. Like, you have to create it yourself. But how are you using your own tools and your own unique qualities to be able to create that life that you want? And it's actually not that hard. Like, we can keep it simple, but we have to tap inside our own mana and be like, okay, how do I do this?
Yeah. 100. So people could like, can they also contact you? Because like you do mentoring, eh?
Yeah, they certainly can. Thank you for asking. I actually have a free upcoming 7-day career coaching journey starting next week. So via Zoom and also audio coaching. And this is really a space where people can land in. And I'm going to certainly provide a number of different techniques and tools that each person can utilize to assist them on their journey, wherever they may be. It may be a mum that's just, you know, getting back into the workforce. It might be someone in an engineering role wanting to take that next step up and elevate in their career. And I also offer one-on-one coaching. Yeah,
that's pretty cool. I just want to say, since that's coming next week, I'll drop this tonight, this thing, so then just in case people can. Yeah, I got you. Good to play.
Thank you.
Usually you'd have to wait like a month now. No.
But
I got you. Just in case. So yeah, get amongst that. If I know anybody that is listening, whether you're listening audibly or watching, and you want to, tap in. Free. Yeah. Come on now. Hey, everybody likes a freebie, and this is a wealth of knowledge over here in the industry, and also just in, you know, wanting to teach you how to, if you want to go and, you know, chase their dream or go get their career. I reckon tap in.
Anything is literally possible.
Yeah, 100%. I live by what you can achieve is only limited by the scope of your ambition. I think,
Right.
and part of that too, if you are listening, just my thoughts is like, no one cares. But anyway, I'm gonna say them anyway because that's what we do. Uh, on top of that, it's just what you can achieve is only limited by the scope of your ambition. Of course, like people say, dream, believe, achieve. Like, but like you gotta dream. Like having the dream is one thing, but like figure out a plan and action that plan daily.
Right.
To get it. Otherwise, it stays a
Yeah.
dream.
Yeah.
Keep going.
Taking the relevant steps, and that's one thing that I'm extremely proud of is actually investing in a life and business coach who actually showed me the way.
Mhm.
Like, okay, yep, you may not have a strategy or a plan, but let me show you how. And I thought, you know what, after 15 years of experience in recruitment, let me now utilize my knowledge in this way and help and guide and support people, both men and
Sweet.
women. There's a lot of coaches out there, massive love to them, where they only work with men or ladies. But this is a container that is certainly open to both, because both men and women need to succeed in life, however that may look for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Boom. There you go, fun. Get amongst it. Yeah. Uh, was there like a mentor that you looked at that like you followed a lot of what they had to say or anything like on the social space anyway or
Yeah, one person or two people I absolutely just love and adore, and I know that I'm still within their community, which is powerful, is Nadine and Dame Muller.
okay.
And also last year and this year, I've invested in and participated in a training called Neuro Linguistic Program, which is just phenomenal in regards to learning so much about you as a person and releasing all these negative emotions and all these barriers that we tend to put up for ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
And that's also what I'm going to be incorporating in my coaching, because if we think of life like we can go on a journey, and then when you hit a rock bottom, instead of going up and learning from your experience, we tend to go backwards or trying to go backwards.
Yep.
Instead of when you hit rock bottom, learn from your journey, take all the positive learnings and continue. So yeah, and when it comes to career and also life, we tend to try and go backwards. Okay, this is your goal, this is where you're going, let's go forward, even if it's one step, but
Yeah, one
allow
step here is
yourself to
one step
take
a
your
day.
learnings and proceed. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, 100%. Like yeah, the journey only stops if you stop. Hey, like you know what I mean?
Right.
Doesn't matter if yeah, hard. I like that.
Yeah.
100. Did like so when did you start doing this like 100% like just being all in on like the recruitment thing but also the mentorship?
August last year, so I've
Mm.
traversed through a lot. Yeah, and also relocated from Perth to Bali. So I'm
Oh,
just like, you're gonna go, just go for it, just do it.
yeah, just do it.
There's
Nike.
no tomorrow
Mm.
promise. So yeah.
Nah, there's not. There's not.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
thanks to
When we
technology, can share our
yeah.
knowledge with those around the world. Yeah.
Yeah, well that's it. That's what like I hear like some breathers I talk to and like oh it's hard like I don't know where to start like or they want to do something like this like
Mm-hmm.
because I got heaps of people and they're like how do I do it? I was like you see just do it. Push
Yeah.
record, cuz. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, yeah, we
And
can
then
get
if
into
you're
technical
not
things.
sure, then get people like yourself, people
Yeah,
who've got
yeah, yeah.
experience and what they want to do in their corner. Like sit at those tables,
Yeah, yeah, hard.
like
Like
it's
I'm
more
willing to
powerful.
share my fakaros, but like, I don't want to sit here and share them if you're not gonna go and do that. You know what I mean?
Take
Like,
action.
so like
Yeah.
I'm gonna sit here for a bit, but like, you know, don't be asking me the same question in 6 months and you haven't even pushed record. Like,
Yeah.
come on now. Push record, huh?
Yeah.
Let's go. And just put it
And
up.
I
And
think it's also like, and you appreciate having your own business, that it's not easy. But at the same time, like how can we grow? How can we expect change if we're just going to stay still?
yeah, well,
Yeah.
like no results come from being stagnant. No results come from being comfortable. The only
Right.
result, like the comfortability is the reward. You know what I mean? That's the
Yeah.
reward for. But how long do you want to be comfortable? Because then after a while, it just becomes stagnant again. So you just keep challenging yourself daily. Hey,
Yeah.
and even today, like so many technical issues, even just before, obviously you and I had a few, and shout out to you, did a little bit of a prayer, little karakia for us to,
Mhm.
and it seems to be smooth sailing now. But before, I had a brother from Canada. He's a rugby coach over there, and
Wow.
he works with Dr. Gill, who works with the All Blacks. He's the All Blacks like performance
Beautiful.
whatever dude. But yeah, they have a business together, but yeah, it just kept cutting out, and it just wasn't
Aw.
happening. Maybe we needed to do a
It's all
karakia
part
too,
of the
but
journey, I think.
yeah, 100%. That's the first one we've had to reschedule because it all just crapped out. But that's like you
Mm.
said, as much as we're grateful to have these mediums, this technology, it can also be a bit fragile, but that's life, you know what
Yeah.
I mean? Like we also, as cool as it is to be able to talk to so many people all over the world and be able to talk to them from their home, they don't have to go nowhere, you know.
Mm.
We also got to realize that sometimes it might not work, and that's okay.
Yeah. But
Yeah,
I think it's
yeah,
also, and you may resonate and you may agree when you've got a big picture, whatever your big picture is for your career, for your
mm,
business, for your whānau, that no matter what hiccups come along the way, like technology, like in my recruitment business, being declined and rejected by so many companies. Yes, I can sit there and cry. I've had a few tears. I've had many tears. Yet you just like,
yeah.
what is my big picture? What is my big goal? Okay,
Just
that's a
keep going.
learning. Like, keep going. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
I did too. Carry on, because even hey, shout out your brother too, Willie. Even he put up something
Mhm.
the other day, and this was yesterday, I think it was. I know it really resonated with me. It was just Hez was just talking about continuing the mission, like whatever it is,
Right.
and not listening to all the, because that's another thing. Like you spoke on
Outside
just before,
noise.
people listening to
Mm.
that outside noise, and then they'll get in there. Have you did you like, were you someone that's always never mind the outside noise, or have you been someone that's had to work through that
No,
kind of?
I was the total opposite. I used to feel like things had to be perfect. It had to look like this, had
Oh,
to be
true.
like this. And on my journey of personal growth and development, then I've learned that yes, it's great to receive external validation, but you don't need the external validation to help you achieve your big picture. So even now, having my online businesses, at times I can feel very isolated because my big picture is my big picture, and
Mm,
it's not someone else's responsibility to understand what my goals are. So, like, respect to those around me, including whānau, including friends of 20 years, but yet it's okay because it's my journey. So,
yeah. Oh,
yeah,
oh, that's a big one though. Yeah, okay, I get you. Like this, like trying to explain to them what you like how it's gonna work or what it's gonna do, or trying to convince them. Is that what you're doing? Because because
yeah. I
because I
used
think
to, I
I've
used to be
spent
in a
some
space
time
like
trying
that.
to convince people, like, and then I thought about it, I was like, what am I up to? Like
Yeah.
I've never but I'm sort of always been, I don't care what people think about me. I've always been that
Mhm.
way inclined. But then I also found myself trying to convince them why what I'm gonna do is gonna be
Agree.
cool, and it's gonna be, and like, shout out to them now. A lot of them like, hey, wow, you're doing well, cuz like, and I guess for them well means they're the social caliber of the people that have been on, and like, oh, so to them that's
Yeah.
well. But I think for me, well is that I'm, you know, enjoying myself every week. You know what I mean?
Mm.
Every day doesn't feel like my, do
Yeah.
a job you love and you never work a day in your life. They say, hey,
Right.
and it's not even like, yeah. So that's what I'm enjoying, just talking to people, having conversations,
Mhm.
and tapping
and,
into
and
people's
that's and
journeys like
that's what
yourself.
it should be about. Like, life is, I believe that life is so short, so let's live it to your fullest expression, however that may look.
Hmm.
Yet yes, I am definitely past the phase of wanting to receive external validation, but staying true to my own purpose, my own goals. Yeah.
So you spoke about Bali and moving to Bali. Why move? Like, well, what popped in your brain, or when did that decision happen?
So the main reason why I started my own recruitment business, and really expanding or diving deeper into career coaching, is because I want that sense of stability. I don't want to be
Hmm.
stuck in an office 9 to 5, Monday to Friday. I really don't want someone to say, okay, this is when you can take holidays. I know when I have my own whānau in the future, I want that sense of stability. So if I want to go home to New Zealand for a few months for half of the hour, I can take my laptop. take my knowledge, continue to support my clients, and take my family home. If I want to go to Europe next year, I want that sense of flexibility whilst using my knowledge, while supporting my clients and making money from it. So yeah. So I thought, why stay in Perth? And I mean, I've lived there for 28 years, so lots of love to Australia. At the same time, very grateful that I can come here. But
What's
I
the
will be going
situation for
backwards and
living there?
forth to Australia.
What's the situation for living there? So, like visa wise, how does it work? Like living and working.
There's a lot of different visas that people can purchase and apply for, but for myself at the moment, flexibility is extremely important. It is one of my personal values, and even in business as well. So next month I'll be going back to Australia to attend a mining conference, but working between both. So I think there's lots of different visas that one can apply for, but I don't know too much details, to be honest.
Oh, okay. Super.
As long as my visa is valid, 10 or 5.
Yeah. Oh, okay. So you just yeah. But like, so you're not on like are you on like a working like what would you just on the normal one?
I'm on
Like when
a
you roll
tourist
into Bali?
visa.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
safe.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, safe. Yeah, solid.
Yeah.
So you coming back to WA, or you going to a different part of Australia for your conference?
For now, I'll come back to WA, come back and meet with some of my clients, engage with potential clients. And yeah, I also believe that it's great to work online within certain industries and certain organizations. I know that they like to see their physical being. So it's okay. Perth is just 3 hours away.
And I think just as humans, it's, obviously, like I said, it's cool having this, but if you can do things in the flesh, nothing better, right?
All right. Absolutely.
Yeah. So you do yoga coaching as well?
I do share the practice of yoga. I share online. It's been quite some time. I think end of 2017, 2018. For about 3 years, I was teaching in various yoga studios around Perth. And then I met a really beautiful lady at one of my classes. I was teaching at, I hired a space in Lorna Jane. You may know Coburn Central.
Mm-hmm.
So many years ago, I hired this space in the actual store, and then I was able to share the practice of yoga. And one beautiful lady who's just so special to me, she actually came up and she asked me, Tara, can you come to my house and teach me one-on-one? I'm like, yeah, sure. So then from then I was like, you know what? That's what I'm going to do. So since then, I've been sharing the practice of yoga online with a number of different clients, and I've got long-term clients, which is beautiful. So even though I used to go to their house and share the practice one-on-one, now that I'm in Bali, I now offer services online, which is awesome.
Oh, solid. And so where do people have to go to get all of these services from you?
You're more than welcome to reach out to me at I am Tarra Bishop on Instagram.
I am Tarra Bishop on Instagram. I'll put it in this description. There you go, fam. Reach out to I am Tarra Bishop on Instagram. Oh, that sounds cool. Yeah, you have to get some. And so you offer yoga, you offer mentorship, and obviously, so they can connect with you if they're in the industry and want to try and get somewhere as well.
Yeah, sure. So I certainly offer career coaching, and that's within a group container. Also one-on-one coaching, because I appreciate that not a lot of people want others to know where they're at and where they're going. So certainly mentoring and coaching one-on-one in a group. And also, if you do require a resume to be created, and I know sometimes it can get to a lot of people mentally, I certainly offer that type of service as well. But my DMs are open. Feel free to land and let's start a connection call.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Give me your top 3 reasons to live in Bali.
Top 3? I was going to say the weather, but now it's really beautiful. When I first moved here in February, Lord, it was so hot. I'm just going to say it's very multicultural. And with the places that I've traveled in the world, I love meeting and engaging and meeting people from all different walks of life. So in answer to your question, I love that it's multicultural. the variety of food here is just crazy. It's it's absolutely crazy, but blessing in many ways. And I personally feel that it's a very spiritual place.
Okay.
So yeah, I pray to a number of different Hindu gods and goddesses, and just the Wairoa here. I
Oh, are
certainly
you
resonate
Hindu?
with it. I am, yes.
Yeah.
I
Tell us
do
about
believe in
Hindu.
Jesus. Um, really, I ended up learning more about Hinduism through yoga. If you practice yoga, whether you're new to it or you've been practicing for years and years and years, you don't have to become Hindu. It was certainly a personal decision. But yeah, I really love connecting to certain gods and goddesses. And I just feel like the energy here, like even Mount Agung,
Oh,
is
you've been
one
up
of them.
there?
Carl, not yet, not yet, not yet. But just even the Wairoa from there is just, yeah, I can certainly feel the energy, which is just, yeah, really, really, really powerful. And I don't know if you know much about the energy lines or the energy vortexes in the world. Mount Agung is one of those energy centers. Yeah.
Okay. What are those? Tell me about those energy vortexes. What's that?
It's basically like, in summary, I want to make sure that I'm saying it right because you don't know this one. It's basically
Yeah,
like
right.
the veins of Mother Earth.
Oh,
So we've got like Egypt. We've got Egypt that's a major energy center. We've got Mount Agung. You've got Mount Fuji. There's so many different places around the world that are really strong when it comes to the veins of Mother Earth.
does Everest make it on there or nah? Chomaluma?
Mount Everest, yes, I'm sure it does. Yeah, there's just so many, and then there's smaller
Oh,
veins and everything
the
like that. And
Himalayas has got a
Hawaii,
lot of mountains though, eh? Himalaya.
I
Oh, true. So like that Mauna Kea maybe too, out in Hawaii.
yeah,
Maybe.
I
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
But yeah,
Hinduism
those are
though.
all the three things that I love about Bali.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Solid. Do you got like a good community around you, or you just like are they you that you kick it with, or you just kick it with randoms every day
Um,
by
to be
yourself
honest,
most
since
of the
I've
time?
moved to Bali, my the communities I'm a part of are really just the gym and also yoga. I'm very focused on my big picture right now and looking after myself spiritually and physically, and then also focusing on showing up for my clients. So a lot of my friends have said, "Have you made any friends?" And I'm like, I mean, I meet people all the time. However, it's not a focus just yet. um, and like I'll go and work from a number of different cafes, and that's where I can engage with people.
Mm.
However, working out in a gym and also going to yoga, I get to meet people there. Yeah.
Yeah, but sure, huh?
Can you hear
Oh, you
me?
right? Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
I can. Oh, yes. You're back online now.
Oh yeah, no, I was just saying, yeah, but like you said, your focus is your big picture right now, anyway, so it's not really that important, eh?
Not a priority
Connecting with.
just
Yeah, no, 100%. So before we do get out of here, I got a couple of little questions for you.
yet.
But is there anything else you want to touch on at all about before we do? You know?
Sure. When it comes to one's career, I
Mm.
would whoever watches this, whether it's now, where as soon as you release it, or if it's in 4 years' time, I would love to highly encourage both men and women, all different age groups from all different cultures, is to actually allow yourself to embrace your own unique talents. We've all got such amazing skills and talents within us that we tend to look for things external. So, yeah, my words from an experienced recruiter is to be able to embrace your own unique skills that you have within you. Always opportunity to grow and expand in so many different directions, whilst at the same time, yeah, really zone in and zoom in on your own unique skills.
Anything else you want to add to that, or that's it? You got some. So just I am Tarra Bishop, is it? I am dot
I am
or which
Tarra
one?
Bishop. Yep,
I am
yep.
Tarra Bishop on Instagram. That's how they can follow. And if they connect there, they can boom suss you out for all of the good stuff that you do. Um, if you could only have one meal for the rest of your life, what do you choose?
It would be masala dosa.
What's that?
It's a vegetarian dish. A lot of people in South India have it. It's like, it looks like this big crisp, like a massive, it's a very big, I'm going to call it a crispy pancake. And then inside it, there's curried potato. And then you have it with sambal on the side, so curry on the side. Yeah.
Well, there you go, finally. Hook it up, eh? That's just every day that you.
I could have that for breakfast and dinner. Yeah.
Yay. Solid. How do you go in the kitchen? You're whipping or what?
I would say I know how to cook to satisfy my taste buds, but I wouldn't say it's 5-star dining.
Oh.
Yeah. So if you want to come to my house for salmon and nice salads, and I'm a massive lover of red wine, cool. Harimai. But
what's the
if you're
best
looking
red
for
wine?
a 5-star, pardon?
Yeah, no good on the 5-star. You're again.
Oh no.
What's a good red wine, or what makes a good red wine? You as a red wine lover.
Well, my personal favorite is a Spanish Tempranillo.
Ooh,
delicious.
Okay.
Yeah.
Never heard of that in my life, but I don't drink wine either. So probably. But so why do you like that more than like the other ones?
It's just really just the flavors, and it's really smooth to drink. Whereas those who don't like red wine will say it's really peppery and it's too hard. And but that is definitely my go-to beverage. Yeah.
Oh, there you go. Do you got a few over there in Bali for you to drink some of that stuff?
I personally I haven't really had a lot of red wine here. I think I'm a bit too picky. But that's
true.
okay. Yeah.
So what about other? You drink beer or
Carl?
Oh, Carl, no beer. Yes, superpower. If you could choose a superpower besides the ones you already have, or create one, well, which would you choose and why?
My superpower would be to empower people to break down their own walls.
Oh,
yeah.
Go deeper on that. Why? Why do you want to do that?
Life is simple, and we complicate it as humans. So I'm gonna share this with you. Say you have a pen, right? And you have a problem, like a pen, and you have a problem. Instead of releasing the problem, we all say a hold of the problem, and that's where you put all your focus, and then you put yourself in a box. Let go of the problem, break down the walls, and find a solution.
Ooh, I think I needed to hear that today. Wow, that was good.
You? Sending you lots out of her.
Yeah, I think I needed to hear that. Yeah. That's probably why all my stuff's been on technical difficulties. Hey, let go of the pin, cuz.
Yeah. Let go, loosen the grip.
Right. Yeah, loosen the grip, eh? That was good. I like that one. Give us a visualization. 10 years from now, what's life like for Tarra Bishop? Or it might be Tarra something else by then.
I will be married with some children, and I'll be traveling the world as an international coach. My goal is to actually, or big picture, is to actually train and coach and mentor directors and CEOs and leadership teams in regards to breaking their own walls, but also to be able to actually empower them to really focus on their big picture and have that be like a filter level of training to all personnel within an organization. Because an organization CEO can have this big picture, but it's really challenging to achieve your big picture if you don't have a team behind you.
Oh, there you go, finally.
Yeah.
And I look forward to seeing you smash all of those goals. It's going to be Mickey to watch. Where did you, when you moved to Perth at 10, I forgot to ask, where did you grow up? Where did you go to school in that? I'm guessing you went to high school for a little bit over here?
I did. I went to a primary school called Kinross.
Kinross, yeah.
Yeah. And then I went to Clarkson High School.
Clarkson, true. Well, yeah. How long was Clarkson around for? Was it?
So for those who may not know Perth, when I used to go to school on the bus, Connolly Road wasn't even connected to Clarkson High. We had to go Marmion Avenue.
Wow.
Now you're just showing my age, but 10 or 5. Yeah.
Yeah, 21. That's it. Let's go. Well, I just want to say, time's the most valuable commodity we have as human beings, Tara. The one thing we can never get back. We can always get back money, things, but time spent is time lost. So thank you for sharing more than an hour, because it took me long enough to get here. Hey, thanks to the technical difficulties, but thank you for sharing that much time with myself and anybody that listens to this for years to come, and everybody that you bless with your time, your energy, and all your mahi. I look forward to your success, and wishing you nothing but the best.
Thank you for having me on.
Nah, safe as. Big love. Make sure you follow I am Tarra Bishop on there's Tarra with two R's, by the way, fam, if you're listening on an audio platform, not with one. Hi, big love, fam. And check out that free coaching thing next week. Get in there. Church. Thank you so much for watching this full episode of Mind the Mic. It takes a lot of time, energy, and effort to create these episodes. So to know that you've watched and listened to the entire thing means the world to myself and all our hosts. If you could, before you leave, please hit the subscribe button and share this episode out to as many people as possible. It would help us so much. Thank you again to everybody that's still here, still watching. Thank you for all your comments, all your shares, all the DMs. Appreciate you all. Make sure you follow us on every platform. Have an awesome morning. Have an awesome night, depending on where you are in the world. Mind the mic out.
Oi, have you hit the link in bio yet?
Watch full episodes on YouTube or listen on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and all streaming platforms.